In September 2008, Robinho stood at a press conference and said the words out loud. He said, "On the last day, Chelsea made a great proposal and I accepted." A reporter leaned forward and corrected him. "You signed for Manchester City." Robinho paused, looked at the cameras, and nodded. He had just become the most expensive signing in Premier League history, and he did not know which club he was at. So how did the player Pele himself, said could surpass his own achievements, end up here? Go back to Santos in 2002. Robinho is 18 years old. He is doing things with a football that 18-year-olds should not be able to do. He takes the ball in tight spaces and the defenders around him look slow. Not because they are slow, because he makes them look that way. His feet move in combinations that the eyes struggle to follow. One touch, two, shift the weight, gone. Santos had not won a national title since Pele's era, and then Robinho comes along and they win it as an 18-year-old in his first full season. Pele watches him and says something publicly that follows Robinho for the rest of his career. He says, "Robinho can surpass my own achievements." That sentence alone tells you what the expectation was. The tag, "the next Pele," did not feel like a gift, it felt like a weight. Because in Brazilian football, when they say that about you, every touch from that point forward is measured against it. Every game, every season, every time you fall short of impossible, the question starts. Why is he not Pele yet? Robinho felt it, and he played like a man trying to outrun a label rather than simply play football. Real Madrid signed him in 2005. 60 million euros, at the time, one of the most expensive transfers ever. And at Madrid, there were moments where you could see exactly what Pele had seen. But Madrid were not patient. The pressure at the Bernabeu is not the same pressure as Santos. And Robinho began to drift. By 2008, Madrid wanted him gone. Chelsea came in first. Manager Luis Felipe Scolari was Brazilian. He told Robinho he could be the most important player in the squad, that Chelsea needed his creativity. Robinho wanted Chelsea. He was ready to sign. But then Chelsea made a mistake. They started selling Robinho shirts before the deal was done. Robinho shirts with Chelsea's name on them, online, available to buy. Madrid found out, and Madrid were angry. The deal collapsed not over money or wages, but over a shirt sold too soon. And then Manchester City called. City had just been bought by Sheikh Mansour, the first day of new ownership, and the new owners wanted to make a statement. They wanted a name. They needed a moment that told the world everything had changed. They paid £32.5 million, a British record, and they got Robinho. Robinho, who had wanted Chelsea. Robinho, who did not know he was going to City until the last minute. Robinho, who stood at a press conference the following week and accidentally called his new club by the wrong name. His debut was at home, against Chelsea. The club he had wanted to join. He scores from a free kick. The ball curls into the top corner. The crowd goes wild, and for a moment, everything feels like it is going to work. But Chelsea win 3-1, and that result was a preview of everything that followed. In 16 months at Manchester City, Robinho scored 14 goals in 41 games. Decent numbers, but not £32.5 million numbers, not British record numbers, not the next Pele numbers. An ankle injury in his second season slowed him. Then Roberto Mancini arrived as manager and did not want him. And Robinho, who had come to England wanting Chelsea, ended up on loan back at Santos before being sold to AC Milan. He left City without ever becoming what the price tag promised. At Milan, there were better moments. Flashes of the player that Santos had seen at 18. But the career arc was declining. And then in 2013, something happened that had nothing to do with football. On the night of January 22, 2013, Robinho and a group of friends were at a nightclub in Milan. A 22-year-old Albanian woman was there, celebrating her birthday. What happened that night was later ruled by an Italian court to be a gang rape. Robinho has always denied it. He says the relations were consensual. He has said in interviews that racism was to blame for the conviction. But a Milan court found him guilty in 2017. An appeals court confirmed it in 2020. Italy's Supreme Court validated it in 2022, 9 years in prison. For years, Robinho lived freely in Brazil because Brazil does not extradite its citizens. Italy requested he serve the sentence in his home country. In March 2022, Brazil's top court voted 9-2 to uphold the conviction, and on the same day, a judge rejected his final appeal. Brazilian federal police arrived at his home. and Robinho was arrested. The player Pelé said could surpass his achievements. The most expensive signing in Premier League history. The man who accidentally called his new club by the wrong name at his own press conference is now serving a 9-year prison sentence. The story of Robinho is not simply a story about wasted talent, or the wrong move at the wrong time, or the weight of being called the next Pelé. It is a story about what happens when the choices you make off the pitch become bigger than anything you ever did on it. And the way it ended had nothing to do with football at all.